Hey, I'll just get you up on my phone. Hold on. Hi, Replay. Hi, Sally. How are you? Oh, God, what's happened? I might be going live sometime this afternoon. I'm fuming with Loudmouth Laurie. Yeah, she has a lot to say sometimes, doesn't she? I don't know what you're on about this time, but I know she was taking the mick out of me in CJ's chat a few weeks back. I've never said a word about her. But anyway, so I'll be watching that. I've got today off Replay. I was working last night, but I've got today off, and I've got tomorrow off, which is brilliant. So yeah, if you go live in a little bit, I'll come in and listen to that. I haven't heard, so I'll go in and listen to that. Hi, Sandra. So I was at work yesterday, and I got back fairly late, and I put on Sally's, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was absolutely shocked again. They were talking about Nicodemus, and I really, really liked her, like a lot. We bonded over cooking because there's one time I used to do cooking quite a bit, and I did a stew video, and then Nikki did a stew video, and we said, "Oh, it's Stew Wars," and we bonded over the cooking, and I really, really liked her. And also, I remember once, oh, it was a while back now. It was all the small town jewel stuff. And I think she was talking to Sally. I think, look, if I get something wrong, this is just off memory, okay? And this is when I really respected her. Was she was talking to Sally, I think, and they were having a Barney. And Sally had said something like, "Well, if you carry on, doing what you're doing, you're going to hurt other people." And Nikki backed down straight away. She was like, "Well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt other people. So I don't like being lied about, but I'm going to back down because I don't want to hurt other people." And I remember saying to my friend at the time, "God, that's a really good thing to do." And that's when she sort of caught my eye, and I thought, "Oh, she must be a really nice person." And yeah, and then we bonded over cooking, and I really, really liked her. So I was watching Sally's. I couldn't believe it. I think it was only last night, so it's still filtering through. I'm still like, say what now? So I'm still digesting the information. And I still don't, I'm always out of the loop. I only see what I see on YouTube. So I don't know the ins and outs of it. I really, really don't. I only know what I see on YouTube. But I'm like, what the hell? Again, is anyone for real on this platform? I just don't. Oh, God. And I'm quite wary of people. I am quite wary of people. But I really, really like Nikki. I liked her so much. She used to come on my panel, and I looked forward to her coming on my panel. So, it's just a bit shocking. And obviously, it's got to filter in a little bit. Oh, does anyone want to come up, by the way? The StreamYard link is pinned if you want to have a little chat about it. The guest link is pinned in a comment, or I'll tell you what, I'll pop it in again. So it turns out she's not quite the person everyone thought. I mean, again, I don't know the ins and outs of it. I watched Sally's, and I watched some of Natasha Cooper's as well. I watched some of that as well. The one thing I won't be talking about is her private life. I know there were some things about that. As everyone knows, I don't talk about anyone's private lives here, so I'm not going to talk about that. Which, if you want to listen to it all, go on Tell It As You See It. Go watch that, and I think Natasha Cooper touched on it as well. So if you want to hear the proper story, go to Tell It As You See It and watch Natasha's as well, because they know more than I do. For me, it's just like, oh no, not again. Oh, I really liked her. I like all the ladies involved. That's why I won't speak on the situation, and that's fair enough. Yeah, as I say, I'm not going to speak on the private lives bit because that's none of my business. As I say, if you want to hear the whole story, listen to Tell It As I See. Tell It As You See It. Go watch Sally's live from last night, and then you'll hear the whole story with Jan and Scarlett and Andrea, and because they know more than I do. For me, it's just a case of, oh no, not again. And I really, really, really did like her as well. So, oh my goodness, it's so hard on here, isn't it, when you get to know people and you really like them people, and it turns out there was some fabrications. As I say, I'm not going to go into anyone's. I can't talk about it too much because people know me and they know I don't talk about anyone's private lives ever. So I don't do that. But what it does do is make me realise again is when we're talking to people on here, we really don't know them at all. Hi, Fiona. And again, it just makes me more wary of everyone I do speak to. And you try and let your guard down a little bit and try and get to know people. But every time you let your guard down and think, oh yeah, they're brilliant, it turns out that there's some fabrications going on there. It's so difficult on here, isn't it? Oh my God. As I say, I'm not behind the scenes with anyone or anything like that. I only see what I see on YouTube. But it's just like, I don't know, being on here, it makes you question everything. It's really, really weird. It makes you question everyone and everything. And as I say, you can't. It makes me question everyone. I mean, I do anyway. Do you know what I mean? I'm always wary. But yeah, I thought she was a really good egg. Hiya, Sally. Have you heard what's gone on? Have you watched Sally's live from last night? Dorothy? I said I watched it. It was only last night, so a lot of people might not have seen it, so you might not know what's happened. I'm still, it's still sort of filtering through for me. Do you know what I mean? I'm still sort of going, what the hell? I'm still a bit like that, because I really, really liked her so much. Please explain. Okay, so I don't know everything. As I say, Sally knows more than I do. But our friends, and look, Nikki Nicodemus, she came on my panel quite a lot. We bonded over cooking, and it turns out that maybe she wasn't completely honest with who she said she was. I mean, that's what I can gather. As I said, I can't go into too many details because there's some private life details on there, and I don't want to do that on here. I don't talk about anyone's families on here. Nobody's. So if you want to hear the full proper story, Sally did a live last night on her Tell It As You See It channel. So there's more details there. As I said, I can't go into so many details because there's some private stuff and I can't talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. So it's difficult to talk about without talking about it, if you see what I mean. That's what I say. If you refer to Sally's live, you'll know more. But we're talking about Nicodemus. Oh, you will do. You'll know her, Dot. You will. You'll know her. So as I said, she came on my panel quite a bit. I really, really liked her. I really, really did. So I'm just sat here in shock, really. I just saw her as a really cool girl. Nicodemus was her channel name. But I think she's taken it down now. I think she's taken it down. I mean, the only thing, Sally, if you're still listening, is I think the private stuff maybe should be kept private, if you see what I mean. But I understand if you girls are hurt, if she's said she's one person and she's not that person. So I get that as well. So hard on here. So hard on here. I know you're talking about, so what happened with her? What did she do? What was Sally talking about? Okay, again, there's some private stuff which I can't talk about because I don't ever talk about it on here. But let's just say that to her best friends, she maybe isn't the person that she portrayed herself to be. I think that's the best way of putting it. Fiona, I was sub to Nikki. Yeah, I thought she was ace. I liked her. She came across. Oh, as alone. I don't know. See, to me, she didn't come across as alone. She just come across as a really cool person who did really cool stuff and did her cooking and yeah, she did seem. I really, really liked her. Dot. That's why I'm so pissed off. You know, when you let your guard down and really, really like someone, and then it turns out that they're maybe not quite that person. I'm like, oh my god. You know, that's where I am. As I say, she was a friend of the channel. She was a friend of mine, and I thought she was lovely. And you know, so I don't know what the hell. I just don't know. I'm still like, what? You know, when you go, what? Say what now? Yeah, I love the cooking too. We bonded over that. I called her my culinary friend. I did. And I hope she's okay too, because as I say, I don't know the ins and outs of it. As I say, Sally had a live last night with Scarlett and Jan and Andrea, who obviously were much, much closer. So, you know, they're obviously very, very hurt at the moment. So they wanted to play some things up, I think. Yeah, if you watch that live, you'll understand why there's certain things I just can't go into details about because it's not my business and it's about someone else's life, and I don't do that here. So yeah, I thought I'd let you guys know. I was hoping someone would come up and maybe tell me a bit more because, as I say, I only know what I heard last night. Okay, this is a troll account. I will just get rid of this. Hold on. Thank you. Replay, can you ban them as well, please? Thank you for timing them out. Can you ban them? We don't have troll accounts in here. Thank you. Thank you. Hiya, Welsh. Yeah, we don't have troll accounts in here. You're wasting your time. But thanks for subbing for a minute. I'm sure to do that because I've got subscribers only mode in. But on your way. See ya. So that's about it, really. I might not stay on that long because I can't go into too many details, and I've said why. So as I say, if you want to hear the full story of what I was listening to last night, which is probably better you go and listen to Sally Ann's live on Tell It As You See It. So go and watch that. Then you'll understand what I'm talking about, and you'll understand why I can't go into too many details. Sorry, I was washing wet hands. We still like, of course you do. Just wish she would come and tell us the truth. Do you want to come up a little bit and tell a bit more, or shall people just watch your live, Sally? That might be better. I don't know. Could you maybe come up, Sally, and tell everyone what's happened, but without going into Nikki's do you know what I mean? Without going into that bit. Do you want to come up and tell everyone just a little bit and then direct them to your live? Because people don't know what we're on about. But you're welcome up if you want to come up just for 10 minutes and yeah, okay. It's best for people. Yeah, okay. Go and watch, tell it as you see it. It was a last live last night. Scarlett and Jan and Andrea, and they do know it better because they were behind the scenes friends, if you like, and I wasn't. So they can tell you much better than I can. I was just a YouTube friend, you know, so I wasn't a close friend like these ladies. Oh yeah, please, Sally, could you do that? Could you put the link to your video because you've got a wrench? Could you do that? Could you put a link to your live in here? If that's possible. And how are you, Welsh? Hope you're good. And replay is going live this afternoon. I'm off today and I'm off tomorrow as well. I've got 2 days off, so I can catch replays live this afternoon. So I'll be watching. I'm hoping Sally Ann will pop her video live link in the chat before we go. I'm hoping she can do that. And how are you, Dot? How are you? I'll tell you what I'm going to do as well, because I was working last night, Dorothy, so I missed your live. I'll probably go back and watch that on replay sometime today. So I'll go and watch that, so I missed that. Right, so Sally has put the link in for what I'm talking about, and I'm so sorry for being evasive, but people know I have certain rules in here, and I stick to them 100% of the time. So that's why there's certain things I won't go into. Hi, Crafter, but you'll see it all there. Sally Ann, is that you? Oh, it's Sally.
Certain things I won't go into. Hello.
Hiya. So everyone's going to watch your video because I've said there's certain things, there's certain things, elements that I can't go into details on here because I'm always wary of talking about people's problems I don't know. So I keep well away from that. But I understand you girls are very, very hurt.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't done out of malice. You know, nobody's angry. People are just hurt, and you know, people are being accused of if you like warmongering and what have you, and that just isn't the case. Yeah, I mean, you know, we've sat on this for a while. We have.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I started seeing, you know, the likes of Robin being attacked, if you like, very loosely attacked, I'll say, I couldn't go through seeing her getting hurt over it because they were really hurt, the girls.
Yeah, because as I've said, I was a YouTube friend with Nikki, but you guys were close friends, you know. So it's much more. Do you know what I mean? It's much more for you girls because you're so close. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it's a shame because I just sort of started getting back on with Nikki.
Yeah.
And then you know, this was like a bolt out of the blue. But it's only when you sit down and you know, being behind the scenes, when you start, the dates aren't adding up and what have you, and you're thinking, bloody hell, yeah, you know, things that you just took for granted.
Yeah.
And then when something like this comes out and you're thinking, oh bloody hell, yeah, right, I never saw this or I never saw that, and you know, so you know, I'm being very thingy, but no, she hasn't been around for a while because she did leave at one point when this sort of all, when I think things were being realised.
Yeah.
And instead of coming to us and talking to us,
Yeah.
or not so much me, but the other girls, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you were so close.
Yeah, and I mean, it has caused a division, which it will. Why bring it public? Should have been between friends to keep it off here. Well, we did try. Oh, thank you.
Oh, Dorothy. That's lovely.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
I think that is the question people will ask. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, we tried to deal with this in private, and like I say, you know, it got to the stage where things and it was brought to the platform in a roundabout way. You know, cryptic messages are left, right, and centre. So, you know, people putting on public. What are you eating, dog? God's sake.
Yeah, I think that's a problem on this platform is sometimes it gets brought to the fore and some people don't see that. So when people bring it to the public and the reason is because it's already out there and you're rebuking what's already out there. You see what I mean? But some people won't see that. They'll just think that you've just brought it out.
Yeah. I mean, it literally, trust me, it's not something that we did half-heartedly. We spent a lot of time talking about how we go on from here, what to do, and you know, it just sort of hit home with a lot of us because of Small Town Jewel.
Yes.
So we weren't bashing her, and you know, and you know, like the girl said in the live, they still love her.
Yeah.
And you know, they still want to talk to her if she can come forward. But you know, they've tried this and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And you know, Robin is one of my closest friends.
Yeah.
We've known each other a long time, as is Jan. But it only came to light because I was asked a question to see whether things that were said, whether they were true or not. So, yeah, I mean, there is a big division in my criminy, which is really, really sad.
Yeah, because they were so close.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when you get a big group of females together, you're going to get, you know, this issues and what have you. You're going to get it. You know, women are catty, women are jealous, women are, you know, all of the above. Yeah, Robin and Jan are both really good, and I've known them for a long time.
I've known Jan for a long time. Mint, she's awesome.
I mean, Jan only really found out when I did, because obviously they were trying to protect her, because obviously Jan none of the ladies have been well as well. This is the thing. None of the ladies have been well. And it played a lot on their health as well. Yeah, I mean, it's been hard, and yeah, we're going to get the slack. You know, it's gonna come back to bite us on the bum and what have you. But you know, I just say to people, you know, listen to the live.
Well, that's what I did, Sally, because I came in late because I'd just finished work and I was like, what the hell? And what I did do, because I heard you say that, I did go back actually and watched it from earlier on, because I just came in and was like, oh my God, you know, and you did say a couple of times, you know, if you've just come in, watch from the beginning.
Yeah. And on the good side, managed to trigger NC last night, big time.
And I did watch some of Natasha as well, and
yeah, I just alive. Yeah, she
Yeah.
could. Oh God, I nearly spilled my Coke then. Yeah, she rage quit her live.
Oh, I didn't see the end. I only saw a little bit.
Well, yeah, because Retro Kitten was live, and they weren't even watching Natasha, but they were like saying, "Jesus, take the wheel" and all that lot.
All
And
right.
somebody had said, because she was trying to replay my stream, and
Yeah.
at first I said, thank you. And then she started on at Robin, so I just went in the chat. I just went, "Be nice, Natasha, or I will strike you."
Oh gosh.
So then she lost her rag and she went off in a huff and what have you. And then Retro and that were live, and you know, yeah. So
Yeah.
they ticked her turtle, and of course I was in Retros, and I'm like, "Yeah, you've triggered Natasha," and she was like, "I'm not triggered." And then she quit. So it was funny.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I hadn't seen that bit.
Yeah.
But okay, I will give a little bit of advice. Don't shout at me, Sally.
No, I
Don't
won't.
shout at me. I think there'll be a few people, as I say, I won't do it here, is just sort of maybe not, obviously everyone's hurt, but maybe not talk so much about the private stuff, family stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the only thing I'd say. And I'm not saying it in a
yeah,
nasty
yeah,
way.
yeah.
I just think that might come across as a bit like, oh, you were good friends, and that's that was private and stuff like that. That's all.
I mean, I mean, I've spoken to somebody today, and we don't know whether Nikki has some sort of mental health issue. You get people that have these these issues. God only knows I had an auntie that was a compulsive liar. So I mean, classic my auntie. Me and my cousin, it's a long story short, me and my cousin, who were the same age, we were going to move out and get our own little flat many, many moons ago. And my auntie turned around to my cousin and said she'd got cancer of the womb. And so it was only so that my cousin would stay there to help look after the younger kids.
Right.
So we obviously didn't get our flat. And her mum went into hospital, had this hysterectomy, and 2 years later she had a baby.
Right. But
So,
yeah, I think I do think some people might just say that she said that in a private, just so just
well, nothing that we said really is nothing that Nikki herself didn't put out on NCs.
oh right, because
Yeah,
okay, because a lot of people might be thinking she told you private things in private, and
yeah.
that
I mean,
and then
only towards the latter part of it, that sort of happened this year, and I just had to the timestamps and everything just to show that this possibly could not have happened.
yeah.
So yeah, but the general gist of it is what she said on Natasha's when she
Right.
first came to Natasha's and everything. So none of that is secret.
Right. Okay.
A lot of that she said herself. So in fact, there wasn't a lot.
So TT says, I just want to know why Nikki attempted to trauma bond with me over a personal hell that I live every day. Find out she possibly doesn't. I'm not mad at her, just sad she would do that. I think that was one of your points as well, Sally, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's what upset me. And I have spoken to TT today. And because obviously I wanted to tell TT myself, so that she didn't sort of fall into this and get upset. So yeah,
that's the thing, when someone does present a lie, it has so many ramifications.
Yeah, absolutely. And like TT says, she's lived with this every day of her life.
Yeah. So it was good of you to reach out actually and say,
Well, I thought, and the girls all said as well, they thought that TT had the right to know.
Yeah, well, of course, definitely, because I didn't see the time that she was on panel.
Mhm.
that you was discussing? I didn't actually see that.
Well, I
But
didn't know at that time either. So,
right.
you know, if I'd known at that time, I probably would have got hold of TT and, you know, maybe got it shut down or what have you. But honestly, I didn't know at the time. So,
Yeah, no, I didn't. I
yeah.
didn't.
And I was crying with Nikki as well. I was crying with TT and Nikki that day, you know.
Yeah.
As mothers, you know, you feel other mothers hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, we didn't. I didn't know about it then.
No, I didn't know. Hi, Marie.
Hi, Marie.
So that's what I mean. That like there's this, you know, there's a lot of, you know, some people will come up and just see one bit and they won't know the other bit, sort of thing. You know, this
Yeah,
is why maybe I know you've had one live, and obviously people have questions. TT has questions.
mhm.
Maybe when people have digested what you've already said, is maybe do another live so these
Yeah,
people that have questions they can come to you maybe, and you know once they've digested the live
yeah,
from last night, maybe you could all come together and have another one and
yeah,
you know and answer some questions like TT's questions, that sort
yeah,
of thing.
yeah. I mean, which you know, obviously, I'll speak to the girls because we did have a bit of interaction with Nikki last night. Funnily enough, because she did come in my comments on after the video,
Hmm.
after the live, saying, you know, how dare you do this to this poor woman? And it turned out that we traced that um, that account back to Nikki.
Right, okay.
And the only reason we managed to trace it back to Nikki was because Robin has got one of her other channels. Nikki was a mod on there, and Robin hadn't taken off being a mod. And we all know that if you change your name on
Oh
here,
yeah, the thing still stays
change
the
it.
same, the
Yeah,
URL thing, yeah.
yeah, it changed the name on her mod list. So, and as soon as she realised we knew it was her, she deleted her channel again. So
Yeah,
that,
that's how a lot of people are caught out when they change their name,
yeah,
is when people you know when you're talking away and
hmm,
someone puts a comment and someone highlights it on the screen,
yeah,
highlighted, and that's that name.
yeah.
And then if you look back,
You go
um
to their channel, like,
it
oh,
changes, yeah. So
yeah,
people could, yeah, that happens as well.
yeah. So yeah,
But yeah, TT, maybe as I said, maybe Sally could do another live and you could maybe go in there, maybe you could ask, because I don't know actually what the
mm,
questions that you want to ask. I don't have the answer to, but Sally and Scarlett and Andrea and Jan. So maybe Sally and will do another live at some point and TT can come in and ask you questions, maybe.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'll speak to the girls and you know, um,
Yeah, that's it, Dot. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, oh God. Well, she's at your fancy bit.
Oh. Oh dear, yeah. I mean, for me personally, it's just another like no, because I really, 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 really liked her, Sally. Like
Hmm.
we bonded over cooking
Yeah,
and all that, and it's just as I've called this, "Is anyone for real on this platform?" Do you know what I mean? You get
yeah.
to know people, and you know, it's just so frustrating when it turns out that they're not. Oh, this. Oh, I don't
It's
know.
hurtful. It's hurtful because you learn to love that person, um, only to find out that you know,
Thanks, Matty.
yeah. So that replay's going live now.
Replay's going live, so we're going to get off. So I hope
Yeah,
everyone's
I'm,
okay.
I'm going to go
If
and mop my floors.
Yes, and Sally Ann's channel is called,
Tell
say
it
it
as you,
properly, Sally.
tell it as you see it.
Tell it as you see it. And it's the last live that she did last night. It's still up there. So that the full story is there. So go and watch that.
Mhm.
And I'm sure Sally will have another live when people have, because people will digest it and then have questions.
Yeah,
Okay. So thank you for coming up, Sally.
you're
Um,
welcome.
take care, everyone. I will see everyone over on a replay cruise.
Bye, Ripley crew. Bye.
All right. Take care, Sal. Thanks. Bye. Thanks, Sally. Thanks, everyone, for coming in. I'm sorry I couldn't answer a lot of questions here, go and watch Tell It As You See It. That's Sally Ann's channel. Go and watch that through. And as I say, I hope that Sally maybe has another live when people will have questions, because they'll digest it and take it in, and then they'll probably have questions. Take care, everyone. Thank you very, very much. I will see you over on Replay Cruise. See you later. Thanks. Bye.